Well, here's the scary thing. It's happened in other systems. Once you can digitally erase a person, it's not a far step to actually erasing people. China does it. China, you get one strike against you and then they'll punish you a certain way under their social credit system. 2 strikes and they'll cut you off from social media. 3 strikes and you can't travel. What happens eventually is they just disappear you. You end up in a concentration camp or something else. And a society that will allow that is a society that will allow anything. That's why even the ACLU stood up for the Nazis in Skokie, Illinois. We hate what they're saying, but we will defend to the death their right to say it. That's no longer true. The left is assassinating people digitally, and they're not far from trying to erase them permanently.
Oh yeah, if they could erase Donald Trump, and thank goodness they can't entirely, they would for sure. So here's the problem: we need more people to join the fray. There were I believe it was in Iowa, but I know in Italy, the government said you can't open if you're a restaurant, you have to stay closed. And the restaurants looked at each other and they said, "Look, if we stay closed, we're done." But if we open, they say that we're going to be done. But let's open, because if we all open together, can they really pick us all off? And so they did. They picked a day and all the restaurants opened, and the government said, gee, we can't close them all and we can't arrest them all. So I guess restaurants can be open now. If the right can organize, which is what the left does so brilliantly, if the right can organize even just a little bit, we will win, because we have truth on our side. And so I encourage people, like I live in Florida, masks are not mandated. Some stores insist on them, but I encourage people, go in a group without your masks on, if you're comfortable, obviously, and then wait until somebody tells you to put a mask on, and then decide before you go in. If somebody tells me to put a mask on, am I going to put it on? Am I not going to put it on? You know, how far are you willing to take it? But I'm just saying, just try for a little bit, because it's like the elephant. The elephant, when it's a baby, they take a rope and they tie it, and it's a baby and it can't overcome the rope. And so it learns that when it has a rope tied around its leg, it can't go anywhere. As an adult, a string on an elephant's leg is enough to keep it in place. And this is what's happening to our culture right now. We're getting so used to wearing the masks that I'm annoyed. And I'm a little bit less optimistic about the future, because this is going on for so long. It was 2 weeks to flatten the curve. And now it's slow the spread. And nobody bothered to ask, why slow the spread? What about speed the spread? Maybe the sooner we get through this, the better. Like what? Nobody was thinking.
Those are all legitimate questions. One thing that you said that's really important, though. Life exists. Upstream of life is politics. It tells us what we can and can't do, putting on masks. Upstream of politics is culture. And upstream of culture is entertainment. And I'm going to add one more. Upstream of entertainment is money. So you and Kevin, I saw a film that you did recently, Miracle in East Texas. Great family-friendly movie. Took my kids to see it, loved it. And you did it on a relatively small budget, and you're going to get returns for your investors, the people who invest in it. There are a lot of people who want to do something, and they might not be willing to take their mask off, but they might be willing to make an investment in the future of America. So we've started, I've told you about it before, the NSIC Institute, and we're training financial advisors how individuals can invest in things that will impact and change the culture upstream of the political realm. And I think what you're doing is phenomenal, but it's going to take money. And I've talked with you all about the need for a studio concept so that you can't be canceled out. So you have your own studio. And really, I think you're true leaders in that effort. We've got to take the entertainment back so we can take the culture back. And so one of the ways we're going to do that is we're asking our viewers to get their financial advisor to go get training. And Sam, I've invited you before. I want to reiterate, we want you to come and teach our advisors what it's like about investing in entertainment. I know you left Hollywood, you went to Florida. I think it's a great thing. We want your help in doing that. You're just doing terrific work. I want to thank you. We're out of time. I want to thank you so much for joining us in the Economic War Room. What's the best way for people to get a copy of your book?
samsorbo.com. I can personalize it for you there. And then I'm also encouraging people, go to sorbofamilyfilmstudios.com, where, by the way, we do take donations, but do sign up for the email blasts that we give. It's not terribly frequent, and it's a great way for us to be able to stay in touch with you, because I don't think it's going to be long before Twitter does their own cancellation and stuff. So we are gathering together emails. We need to organize. We need to support each other. And thank you so much for having me on the program, because your program goes a long way to getting that done.
Well, thank you, Sam. And we're going to provide notes in our economic battle plan and links to both your websites that you mentioned, and people can get a free copy at economicwarroom.com. Remember, what we see as a marketplace, our enemies view as a battle space. This is Kevin Freeman from the Economic War Room.